Hello again, I'm WiLdFiReAJS with Grumpy Bob's Emporium, back with another review. This week we're going to tell you what you should know about Dying Light. Dying Light is a survival/horror video game developed by Polish video game developer Techland and published by Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment. It was released in January 2015 for Microsoft Windows, Linux, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. The city of Harran certainly makes an impression. While its first impression is a bit underwhelming, if you stick with it you'll quickly find a diverse, thrilling, open-world sandbox in which you're the king. Easily one of the most notable early impressions of Dying Light is how weak and incapable you feel at the beginning. Zombies feel unfairly powerful, they're everywhere, and your stamina runs out after just a few swings of your crappy, makeshift weapon. Quite fortunately, this doesn't last for long. When you first arrive in Harran, you're a nobody. You've never encountered zombies before, although you know they exist, and you certainly haven't spent any time combating them. If you stick with it, you quickly progress from a fragile civilian that must run away, a lot, to a hardened veteran that hacks his way through hordes of zombies without even breaking a sweat. Character progression in Dying Light is done in my most favorite way. Instead of having a single experience bar that levels you up, you have 3 separate experience bars. One for agility, one for combat, and one for survival. Each of these attributes are leveled up in their own way. Both agility and combat are very straightforward. You earn agility experience by running, jumping, and climbing. Every time you climb something, you gain some agility experience. Combat experience is gained by, well, entering combat. If you make the mistake I did early on by avoiding all of the zombies because you feel too weak, you're going to stay weak forever. Intuitively, you get better at combat by killing zombies. Early on, this means playing very smart, running away, using the environment to your advantage, hit-and-run guerrilla tactics, that kind of thing. As you level up your combat and agility, however, you'll quickly find slaughtering zombies becomes more and more easy. More importantly, as you level up your combat skill, the game starts dropping more powerful weapons. At the start of the game, you may find a metal pipe that does about 32 damage. By the end of the game, you'll have electrified fire swords that deal upwards of 2,000 damage. One thing is for certain, Dying Light provides you with plenty of different ways to kill zombies and survive. At one point I made note about how the parkour in the game adds so much to the experience. After barely escaping a few zombies with my life, I ran around a corner only to discover another 5 zombies. In front of me was danger, behind me was danger, so I turned to my left and scaled a building to safety. The parkour and climbing works beautifully. Rarely did I have any issues at all with it. My only irritation comes with the button layout. While the controls work as expected, you have to use the right bumper to climb, as the A button, which is X on PS4, is used to interact with objects or activate your survival sense. Once you get used to it, everything works as it should, but in those oh crap moments, I find myself reflexively pressing A to my demise. In fairness, I do believe you can change the layout in the settings menu, but I didn't try. As for the third experience bar, Survival, you gain experience points in that by completing quests for other people in the world and finishing missions for the campaign. All in all, the combat and parkour system in Dying Light just works. It's not long before you're sprinting over rooftops, leaping across infested streets, and climbing fences in a fluid, seamless, intuitive way. When you don't want to run, the combat works beautifully as you vault off zombies' shoulders, decapitate them, dismember them, electrocute, set fire, explode, or throw them off edges, you name it. Running from objective to objective can take some time, as I often get sidetracked with murdering zombies, helping out random survivors, detouring to a side quest, or just exploring random buildings and coves for crafting materials. For as bleak as it can feel, Harran is a gorgeous city with so much to do. For as big as Harran is, it never really gets boring. There's so much to see, do, explore, or kill that despite the lack of fast travel, I rarely found myself lamenting it. While the campaign story itself is only acceptable, but nothing special, the side quests really shine with fantastic story writing. There's a good mix of mystery, humor, and excitement in a large variety of different side quests. While the entire game is completely playable solo, Dying Light is, like most games, much better with friends. There are dynamic challenges that arise to create friendly competition that also reward experience or weapons. You can develop strategies for taking on more difficult missions, or speed things up using a divide and conquer sort of technique. If one of you happens to be more wealthy than the others, you can share that wealth by dropping weapons, materials, or anything else for them to pick up. Overall, I'm giving Dying Light a 9.3 out of 10. It's extremely rare I have this much fun exploring a sandbox world. Killing zombies is varied, rewarding, and well implemented. Side quests are actually more entertaining than the campaign itself, and the graphics are on par. The only downsides are the fact that the campaign is a weaker story, and how matchmaking can be very finicky at times. Either way, I absolutely recommend that you play this game. Well, that's what we think you should know about Dying Light here at Grumpy Bob's Emporium in Maryville, Illinois. Be sure to head on to the store to buy or trade for your copy of Dying Light today.
Keep going.